chilling on the couch. Got Jimmy and Sanji chilling with me right now. Watching FNL, laughing out loud. Preston Macedonia, got the biggest crowd. I need a snooze, I'm just chilling on the couch. Got Jimmy and Sanji chilling with me right now. Watching FNL, laughing out loud. Preston Macedonia, got the biggest crowd. Sha-la-la-la-la. Preston Macedonia, no one can pass. Give me H in the vodka. We're the biggest club in Victoria and possibly in Australia. You don't have any fans, we cannot see ya. Like the library man, we cannot hear ya. Sha-la-la-la, Preston Macedonia. Oh, sha-la-la-la-la, Preston Macedonia. I need a snooze, I'm just chilling on the couch. Got Jimmy and Sanji chilling with me right now. Watching FNL, laughing out loud. Preston Macedonia, got the biggest crowd. I need a snooze, I'm just chilling on the couch. Got Jimmy and Sanji chilling with me right now. Watching FNL, laughing out loud. Preston Macedonia, got the biggest crowd. Got the biggest crowd, got the biggest crowd. I know all the fans follow us wherever we go. They go crazy when Terrence goes and tap and go. But in the end, we always put on a show. Preston is a cut above the rest. You think you're through, but we got the jet. Trying to get the ball off poorly is a test. If you think it paused, Kondari is next. Roxy, why are you so quiet? Jimmy's behind you, he's an 8-foot giant. We got Lockett and Carl, they only score bangers. Don't get right, you angry, he will go Super Saiyan. Go Super Saiyan, you know what I'm saying. When Preston's on the pitch, we're the only ones playing. If the ball's in the box, the summer will be waiting. And soon enough, the crowd will be saying, I'm just chilling on the couch. Got Jimmy and Sanji chilling with me right now. Watching FNL, laughing out loud. Preston Macedonia, got the biggest crowd. I need a snooze, I'm just chilling on the couch. Got Jimmy and Sanji chilling with me right now. Watching FNL, laughing out loud. Preston Macedonia, got the biggest crowd. Sha-la-la-la-la, Preston Macedonia. Oh, sha-la-la-la-la, Preston Macedonia. Sha-la-la-la-la, Preston Macedonia. Oh, sha-la-la-la-la, Preston Macedonia.
Well, there's only one way to start the show this week.
With the sha-la-la-la-la, Preston Macedonia banger.
That has been on repeat in my house for several days now.
Hey, what a club.
Oh, my goodness.
What a club,
What
Josh.
a track.
We're back. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, mate. We've been busy the past few days.
Yes.
Last week.
Yeah, it's been insane. And I not only get to see you on Saturday and Tuesday, Thursday, and more news later.
Ooh.
More exciting news for what is the big show, mate. The big show, the biggest club show in Australia, the Lions Den with Josh Parrish.
It's huge, mate. I couldn't believe how big the club was when I joined, and it still never ceases to amaze. You know, Macedonia at the Euros, live crosses to Optus Sport, and now an original single for the show and for the club.
Mate, we'll talk about all of that tonight and lots more. Lots of exciting news, insights, great guests in Rachel Stirton coming in. Cracker striker, mate, that joined us last week. And then our star defender. Our star defender.
I mean, he was pretty good there, I have to say.
Davies. C. Davies, and a big shout out to his mum, Mrs. Davies, who's tuning in, so hopefully she's tuned in. But what a way to start the show.
I'm buzzing, mate.
Yeah.
Absolutely buzzing.
Chilling on the couch, the latest song by Mr. Marquez Walters.
One of Preston's own.
What a sound. And I think in a first and FNR and footballing shows, what are we doing now, mate?
I think we're going to cross live to the couch, aren't we?
Yeah. As they say, mate, be careful when you're working with animals and children. And this next segment comes with a warning because I don't know who we're working with. Hey, I'll leave it to you, mate, to do the cross.
Well, we're crossing live to the garage, to the couch. We've got the man himself, Marquez Walters, with Jimmy H and Matty Symes. Gentlemen, welcome to the Lions Den.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys.
What's
happening, everyone?
Yep.
So we've got the disco lights going on. Is that sponsors board always there? And
That is a sponsors board that I think we're all about recycling at Preston. You know, we're doing the right thing for the planet, and the boys decided to recycle anything as a part of the demolition of the old club. Now, you don't usually see these three musketeers just sitting back like that. So, gentlemen, just go into that little bit of a song you were singing as a warm-up before it. Come on, Jimmy, take the lead. Give us some energy, mate. Bring that scarf out. It's over to you.
Macedonia.
Yeah, give us a bit.
We're the finest football team the world has ever seen, and it's Preston Lions. Preston Lions FC. Walking along, singing a song, walking in a Preston Wonderland. Come on, the boys.
not sure who the better singer is out of Jimmy and Kez there.
Hey, when you got auto-tune, you can do what you want.
Now, rumour has it, lads, that you had the cleaner come in just have to come and clean the house. You know, just you're welcoming all these Preston guests into the house, so the house is nice and clean.
Yep.
Yeah. The walls have been scrubbed down, boys. Looks like the walls have been scrubbed down. It looks presentable.
All the sins have been washed away.
Unbelievable. I'm going to have to call the Macedonian priest to come around and just do a bit of blessing there, mate.
Yeah.
That's
This place is basically a church anyway, Dave.
Yes, it is, mate. It's a temple. That's what we're here. But we're here to speak about Kez, about the I guess the inspiration, Kez, as a singer and songwriter. And what went through your fat head, mate, to come up with this cracker?
Well, it all started as a joke, really. I was chilling on the couch with Jim, and I was like, "Hey, Jim, what do you think of this beat?" And he was like, "Sounds pretty good." Goes upstairs, does his stretches, comes downstairs. Next 5 minutes, I just wrote about what I did. Chilling on the couch, Jimmy and Simesy with me right now, and watching FNR.
Mate,
So yeah,
that's Thursday nights, mate, and what it means to so many people, and I don't think you could have articulated in any better way, mate. But some of the lines, Josh, we've been listening to it, mate. What's one of your favourite lines in the song?
I like Ryu going super sane.
Yeah, no, I
like that one.
I like the 8-foot giant, mate. Yeah, I just like the 8-foot giant. He just gets me ready there and going, mate, sitting over there. But talking a bit about football, boys. What's the week been for all of you? I'll start on the left there with James H, who we're just easing in. You know, we thought we'd ease him in on Saturday against City, and he came on. And Jimmy, I believe you got booked for time wasting on Saturday, mate.
Yeah, just had a little bit of a cramp.
Yeah.
Went down for 5 minutes, didn't get back up, don't we? One of those ones.
Yeah, another week off for you, mate, just to give that knee a bit more of a rest, mate. That was unfortunate, mate, that Rob Nowomovski got in your way, mate, and I think Rob Nowomovski cost you the yellow card, mate, by just stalling you up a bit there.
Yep, I mean, I think everyone knew what I was trying to do on the pitch besides Robbie.
Robbie, yeah, mate. He cost you, mate. He cost you with another game.
I even told Robbie in Macedonia not to go near the ball, and Robbie still...
Hey, bless his cotton sock. We got the job done nonetheless.
Yes, no, we will talk a bit more about the game on the Saturday, but it was a great game out there against Melbourne City, and Josh, through your eyes, mate, probably a good way to review the game. How did you see it, mate? You come out there commentating, first ever live stream, thanks to our good friend Nick Sutcliffe at Northern Motor Group.
That's it. It was fantastic to have the opportunity to stream the game. Being one of the few people allowed in, to be honest, is a privilege. But my eyes were a little peek behind the curtain, behind the bench, and at the bottom of a temporary scaffold. So a little bit of a repair job in the preparation. A bit of tape going around, getting the feed
up
from
on the scaffold,
Nathan Sack down to me. But I think the game really changed in the second half. Obviously, Preston had that dream start, and Kandari with an absolute worldie of a hit in the opening minute or two. But from there, City really put the pressure on. They played the game on their terms for most of the first half and got the equaliser and looked very dangerous. And I thought Butker at the back was incredible. Yep. The way he anticipated every movement. The striker from City, Caputo, who was a really hot prospect, barely got a kick in that half despite all of the forward pressure that City were applying, because Butker just kept anticipating and kept getting his foot in the way. And then second half, C. Davies comes on, holds the ball up, brings his teammates into play, and that second half was
one of the move, mate, to move Davies out of defence and put him up forward on Saturday.
A masterstroke. But he really changed the game, and from everybody in the second half. It was a fantastic team performance. The quality of the goals that were scored, the game just absolutely flipped on its head when, you know, the momentum was going entirely the other way. So I think Louis has to take a lot of the credit for that.
Master stroke after master stroke, mate. But, you know, we talk AFL and we're hearing a lot of AFL coaches get burnt out, you know, and we start thinking about Preston. We've got a mindfulness program. And at Preston now, we even give our coach a mid-season break, you know, just a pre-orchestrated 3 to 4 weeks. You know, Louis is into his yoga. So a lot of people don't know he likes yoga and reading Women's Weekly and just lying there in the sun. And he used this time to recover. And that was one of the reasons why he was fresh, mate. He was fresh. Yeah, Preston's always innovative. He's going to probably kill me when he hears this. But I've got a few stitches up of the good man tonight with some funny things that have been happening around the club this week. But yeah. Oi, boys. And so, yeah, it was good. And then I think after the game, the celebrations were absolutely top-notch in terms of young Huss. So I promise you, I'm going to bring in Huss next Thursday.
Yeah.
The Lebanese Macedonian. He's Lebanese, but we think he's more Macedonian, leading the song with his beautiful kit. So we'll get Huss in. He's our goalkeeper in the younger squad. But let's go back to the boys because it's probably a good segue over to our singing sensation, Kez Walters, who started on Tuesday and... through your eyes, mate. And Kez, you started. What was the game like Tuesday night, mate, against our good friends at Oakley?
It was pretty. It was neck and neck, really. Just one end to the other end, really, and then Oakley just got lucky in the end. Yeah, basically, yeah.
Unbelievable summary, Kez. That's just an absolutely
I'm a simple man,
summary, mate.
I'm a simple man.
Is the articulation God round here?
Incredible, mate. What's he like around the house, Jimmy?
What's Kez like around the house?
I hear he runs the household, he cleans, he mops up, does the dishes.
You've asked the wrong Jimmy, Dave. You must ask Jimmy Gligger, not Jimmy Harron. Kez does what he does. He loves the simple life, and by simple I mean chilling. He wakes up, chills, goes to bed, chills. Plays football, chills, and does his thing. That's what he does.
So basically does nothing, mate. What's his favourite go-to meal, Jimmy? What's his favourite go-to meal?
Cheeky Kiev.
He can murder about 4 litres of barbecue sauce in an hour.
Unbelievable.
He likes a cheeky...
Noodles. Noodles go a long way.
Diet of champions. I don't think we're going to have to give him a diet, mate.
Dave always said if he wasn't Jamaican, he'd be a fat boy.
And hello to his lovely folks out there as well who are hello, Mum and Dad.
I love you.
Yeah, here's your new singing superstar. He's made it onto stardom. And over to you, Matty Symes. What did you make of Matty Symes' game, mate, as you interview him about Tuesday night?
Well, he's put under a little bit of pressure on Tuesday. Had a couple of absolutely cracking saves, full stretch. But, Matty, what did you think of the Oakley game at Lakeside? You were a busy man, especially off those set pieces.
Yeah, I knew I was going to have a busy game from the start, but I'm very disappointed we lost because it was a very winnable game, and it just goes to show, a refereeing error that gave Oakley the goal was the difference in the game. And they did have their chances, but we had our chances as well. And that's it,
Such
all we
a sport,
need to do
mate.
is put one of those chances away.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And it was a good old game, and we give credit where credit's due. Oakley got us the game, but I was interested in your thoughts, mate, because I was listening to young Tio, your offsider there, who thought there was a bigger gap between leagues that I actually think there actually is. What do you think?
Well, given there were 7 players rotated and Preston more than held, you might have held your own. I mean, it was a very even contest, especially in the second half. Oakley put some early pressure on it. The first 15 minutes they were well on top, but after that it was pretty even. And it came down to a dodgy penalty decision, which was wrong on about 3 different counts. There was another shout in the second half, just for balance. I mean, that was I think, more legitimate shout.
Later. I thought Chris's was probably more call for a penalty, but if you watched Carlos's, one was out of the box.
Yep. 2, there was a handball in the build-up. I didn't notice while I was on commentary, but, you handball it from one arm to
they
the
did
other,
have
but it
chances.
happens.
Yeah.
And
They did have chances.
you know, they easily could have scored one of those headers off a corner after 3 minutes, and it would have been a different story. So, you know, I think it goes to show that Preston can absolutely compete with these teams. And
100%. They're a top 4 NPL team, and we nearly did them with a half-strength squad. So I don't think any more needs to be said.
I think people can come to their own conclusions from that.
So, it was a good game. And as we say, we shift our focus, which is very important now, to tomorrow night. And we'll talk a lot more with Chris when he comes in there tomorrow night, boys. But we've always wanted to get an insight into that lovely house of yours. And what's the sense this week at training, Matty, getting ready for tomorrow night, mate?
Last night was just a bit of a recovery session because that was our 3rd night on the park in a row. Just did a bit of possession and shape, and then, we resting tonight. And then that's it, back to doing what we do best tomorrow night in our league, and that's winning.
That's it, mate. It's about championships, and that's our aim this year. We got to get up there, and we'll focus on that now.
Absolutely. It's the promotion chase is very much on. How confident are you guys being able to establish a little bit of a buffer at the top of the table?
100% confident. We've always said it from the day dot that the only way we lose is if we don't play how we know we can play. If we don't perform at best of our ability, like we should be able to do, then we'll cop up. If we perform how we know we can perform, we'll be fine. Every game, we just keep getting the fans going, keep getting the buzz around the club, and then let us boys do the work.
Yeah. We only copped 6 goals this year, and we haven't been outplayed by any team. And, you know, we're the only team that's beat Melbourne City twice, and I think we will be the only team that beats them twice. But, you know, Victory and Western United are going to be tough games as well. Doveton seem to be scraping a few results. So it's not going to come easy. We're going to have to work for it, but we keep doing our thing. There's no reason why we shouldn't win the promotion.
So what's the pre-match meal? What's the pre-match meal, Kez? Noodles, barbecue sauce?
Sausage roll and a monster. That's seven.
That's it.
Tropical.
Unbelievable, mate. Here we are trying to put a bit of speed in that arse of yours, and here you are eating bloody... Mate, we all went to dinner on Wednesday night. Everyone was ordering, parma or a schnitzel. What does Kez go with, boys?
What did you go with?
I got a schnitzel.
You got a schnitzel. Matty?
Change it up for a bit.
No, I got a schnitzel. I stick what I know.
Yeah, good.
What I know.
Actually, Domino's is a very under-the-radar meal for Kez as well.
Yeah.
Domino's.
I think he's got a season membership.
He's got a loyalty card at Domino's, yeah.
Incredible, mate. But thank you to our great sponsor down there, Mickey, at Bluestone Cafe for turning it on Wednesday night for the boys after the, and any other sponsors what kind of invite us to dinner on Wednesday night. We're happy to take a photo as long as you feed us and take care of the boys, which they did down there. But boys, on our behalf,
thanks for coming on. Enjoy. It looks like you got a great setup in there. So enjoy the rest of the season. We'll see you tomorrow night at BT Connor Reserve.
and I'm hearing a rumour, Mr. Big
I'm
H.
ready to go. I got my boots on already.
He's done.
Ready to go.
Be careful what else you show there, mate, because I don't know what you're wearing, mate. So just be careful with those
You
legs.
haven't seen before, Dave.
I saw everything that I needed to see and nothing on Saturday, Matty. I had the privilege of, or not privilege of being where I was when I saw it. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. And thank you, gents. Have a good night.
Live from the garage, the couch. It is Kez Walters, Jimmy H, and Matty Symes.
Incredible. What a great achievement, mate, to do our first live cross with those three boys, hey, Josh?
I'm amazed all of this made it to air. I thought the Broadcast Standards Commission would be interrupting
No, they won't. And to all the supporters, as soon as this show's finished, I'll be able to post and put the song up so you can all keep listening and playing it, and just take your time, quiet moment to listen to the words, which are absolutely...
It gets better the more you listen to it.
The more you listen to it, because you'll understand all the players that are mentioned and the sentiment in the song, which is absolutely first class. And I'm hearing, I think we've cut the boys off, but I'm hearing that there might be a bit of a summer vibe edition coming towards the back end of the year with a potential clip that might be doing the rounds with supporters being involved. So we're looking forward to this summer edition release that Kez is working on at the moment. So on that note, we'll leave the boys and we're going to go to a break, Josh, and after the break, we'll have Rachel Stirton. But to all the supporters out there, stay on because we're going to take everyone through the logistics and the criteria for tomorrow night's game. I know everyone's wanting to know, and please share this when you hear it, because there's some important information. The committee came out of a meeting at as late as 7:20 tonight, dealing with all the legal, the government bodies and stuff. So we're going to articulate clearly for people to share, especially with all your family, friends, and the people who might not have social media. We've got to protect all our people and share the information. But we'll go to a quick break. We'll come back with the new signing, Rachel Stirton. We'll keep providing as much information and having lots of fun after the break. Thank you, Josh.
Stay tuned. Lions Den here on FNR.
With over 30 years of combined experience in custom caravan manufacturing, Atlantic Caravan's mission is to create a community of like-minded souls who want to explore Australia in unbeatable comfort. Thanks to the latest technology, outstanding interior design and a high-quality finish, enjoying the great outdoors in an Atlantic Caravan is a 5-star experience. If you are looking to explore Australia in class, do not go past their high-quality, innovative, contemporary-built caravans. Check out their Endeavour, New Generation, High Terrain or E-Series models online at www.atlanticcaravans.com.au or call them on 03 9357 6971 or email them at info@atlanticcaravans.com.au.
Genesis Steel offer full-service structural steel to leading industrial and residential builders across all metropolitan Melbourne and regional areas of Victoria. At Genesis Steel, we take pride in our product, service and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genesis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication, from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication, through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genissteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
You're listening to The Lions Den on FNR Football Nation Radio.
And we're back. It's the official Preston Lions Club show coming to you live here from the FNR Football Nation Radio studios on a Thursday night. Josh Parrish and David Svetkovsky with you as per usual. And we're delighted to be joined by a new signing for the women's team, Rachel Stirton. Welcome to FNR.
Thanks for having me.
Take us through your career for the supporters who don't know you and your background. Where have you played before? Let's start at the very start. Where did your football journey begin as a youngster?
I didn't actually start playing till I was 16. Just played for my local club, Langwarrin. And I only did a season until I decided I wanted to try dancing. And then after a year of that, I came back to football and played 4 seasons at Langwarrin.
Did you play other sports before that?
I did a bit of netball. Volleyball, but that was mainly just at school. So outside of school, it's really just been football. I grew up basically just watching my brother play. So
is that David?
Yes,
I've seen him play for Langy.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, he was there last year. And then so playing for Langwarrin for 4 seasons. It was just a Sunday league really. I played for fun. State 4 wasn't very serious. And then I got an email from Southern United following that and went to trials and, played there for 7 games and then went to Casey Comets for 3 years, Bayside and now Preston.
You must have been racking up the goals in State League 4.
Yeah, I didn't really take it that seriously. I played a lot of games hungover, so... Yeah, I didn't really take it seriously until after there. So, I did score goals, but if I took it more seriously, maybe more.
So, what was that experience of just getting that email like? That must have come as quite a shock.
Yeah, I actually thought it was a bit of a joke when I got it, and I was like, is this for real?
How do they find out about you? Do they just look on Sports TG and see what the score is?
I'm not sure where they find out. I think that my last season at Langwarrin, I got Golden Boot and Best and Fairest in the league. Right. So I guess, maybe just going off that.
Not taking it that seriously, Dave. Just Golden Boot and Best and Fairest. Nothing.
Safe.
Hey, Don't knock State 4, all right? No, it's not like anyone in this room has played State 4.
I have the pleasure of, having to communicate with Dan Fodden most days, and Dan's been working on this for a number of weeks. Even during the COVID, he's gone, Dave, I got this gun striker. And I said, oh, okay, Dan, where are we at with it? And he goes, just leave it with me. And he's chipping away. What was the experience like of Dan getting in contact?
Yeah, no, he was pretty persistent. I think he reached out a few months ago, maybe 5 games into my season at Bayside. I was pretty frustrated, and I think he probably reached out at a good time. And yeah, I didn't know much about him, but yeah, he said some pretty exciting things. So
he loves his football, mate, and he loves the women's program. He's just he's a nutter. He's an absolute nutter. Well, like we all are at this club, but he's just passion and drive for this club is fantastic. What's it been like you've been in training for a week and a half?
Yeah, I think 2 weeks now. But yeah, I played my first game last week, and prior to that, I'd only trained the week before, obviously because of lockdown and everything. But it's been good. The girls are nice. They're all welcoming and supportive. So yeah, I'm excited to play. You're all out
9. How do you like getting the ball? How do you like as a 9? How do you like it coming into you?
I probably prefer playing in behind. I like making the diagonal runs because I feel like I can use my speed to beat the defence line. So I probably prefer it that way. But I do often find myself dropping in deep to receive as well. So yeah, a bit of both.
And two-part question. What had you heard about this club before you came before the...
Not much, to be honest, because I'm from the southeast, so I'm quite far away. So I haven't really... heard much about Preston until obviously Dan reached out, and I came and watched a game, did a bit of research, and it seems like a good club. So
fantastic. And then you get the ball, make a run through, hit it hard, and hits the back of the net for your first goal for this club. What was the feeling like?
Yeah, it was good to get the first goal for the club for my first game. There's always that bit of pressure, I think, when you're a striker and you come to a new club, and just to get the first goal, it was good. Could have got a few more, I think. A bit disappointing there, but just happy to get the win.
I think the girls will start working out. I was watching your runs, and at times I think I counted in the second half a lot of high balls, and I'm thinking, hang on, girls, you got this runner just put through the channels, and I think that'll change. I know Dan was working on it at training, despite the length of the grass last night. Council forgot to cut the grass, but we got onto that.
Yeah, no, it's still trying to work each other out, but I think after a few weeks, I think we'll really start gelling together and play some nice football.
How have you found the standard of the league and the club so far?
It's different because I've come from obviously Bayside, but before that I was at State 1, so now we're a bit in between. So I think it's good competitive football. There's no sort of, Burundai are strong competitors, but I think it's a pretty even slate. So I'm just gonna look to enjoy playing and. Yeah.
So you were playing in MPLW, but there's sort of there's like a structural impasse in that league where there's a top sort of 3 or 4 teams and no one can really lay a glove on them. Was that part of the frustration on your part?
Yeah, I think so. I hadn't had much experience in the MPL prior. I was only with Southern for 7 games, and I left because I felt like I didn't get much opportunity there. So this year I was... I was happy to have the opportunity to try and prove myself. But I guess it does become frustrating when I'm a very passionate and competitive player, and we struggle to sort of be competitive.
What's your background? Scottish?
My dad's Scottish, my mum's English, so a bit of a mix.
That's it. Yeah. It would have been divided loyalties in the household recently.
Yep. I think I go for the Scottish just because they're the underdogs.
Like it. Langie's a Scottish club too, right?
Background. Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Over to me. We head into Sunday's game, 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Back down to Casey Fields for me again this week on Sunday.
2 weeks in a row.
Be your old club.
Yeah, my old club. Yep.
What are you making of heading into a game against Casey this weekend?
I'm excited. I think it'll be tough. They've got quite a strong defence line. They're a young team as well, so I think it'll be a good game. It'll be familiar surroundings for me, so I think that's a bit of an advantage.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a good game.
Should be a good game, and we just want to send a shout out there. She'll hate us for doing this, to Monfanua, who injured her knee on very late in the game on Saturday night. So our best wishes as a club go out to Mon, and we'll look to support Mon because she's been absolutely brilliant in the midfield for us in the year.
Yeah, I'm gutted that I won't be able to play with her. She's a big part of the team and
absolutely
very creative player.
Absolutely.
So
So a big shout out there to Mon, and I think we another new signing in Liv this week, new left back. So from MPL Bulleen. So just coming along nicely down there, Josh, and getting ready for Sunday. So all the supporters, Sunday, if you're free this weekend, you're allowed to go as long as we're under the cap. You can get down to Casey Fields at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock to watch our fantastic women's team. And this girl will be banging them in on Sunday. Do you have a celebration you like to go to?
No, really,
you just run around
just
like
whatever comes.
Crazy. Now, let's get into the serious stuff here. We've done all the stuff now. You know, you're in a relationship with a footballer.
Yep.
Yeah, his name's Ryan. Help me with the surname. Pachkowski, who happened to play against us on Tuesday night for Oakley.
Yeah,
Number seven. He played left back, left wing. He actually had a very good game.
Yeah.
I think Mr. C. Davies might have gone shoulder to shoulder to him, and someone ended up on the racetrack with him. But he's a good gentleman, mate. Not a bad player.
Yeah, no, he's actually an attacker, a forward, but found himself in left back the last, I don't know, maybe year or so. But decent player. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, not as good as you, but decent player. Doesn't play for the right club either, and how will we feel when he comes along to watch you women play, and there's more supporters watching you than they watch him?
Yeah, he might be a bit jealous.
We'll stick it in him. He's a good bloke. I had a really good chat to him in all seriousness on Saturday night. So shout out to Ryan, and well done to Ryan. They won on Tuesday fairly and squarely, and we will show our support. How did you feel Tuesday night watching?
Yeah, it was weird. I feel like I haven't been around the club a whole lot. So, it was good to sort of watch the boys and see how you guys play. But I think it was a pretty competitive match, and you're unlucky to get a goal. Yeah,
just the way it's sport, mate. It's the way it happens. But I'll tell you what, you want to immerse yourself into the culture of Preston tomorrow night. You're training.
We have training.
From training, get ready, come over, kebab roll, Josh, tomorrow night.
Compulsory.
You're not vegan or anything, are you?
No.
You can stay.
Kebab rolls, you can even squeeze in the Canadian Club. Fodden won't, so you have Canadian Club, and just take it all in, mate. We'll have a big crowd there tomorrow night, ready to go, and
look forward to it.
Get the atmosphere, because you guys are playing home next week.
The week after,
So we'll pack them in for you guys as well next week. But thank you for coming in first time, and
I don't want to put too much pressure on, but there was some buzz in women's football circles when your signature was on the dotted line. So looking forward to seeing you in action, and best of luck with the rest of the season.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for coming in, mate.
Rachel Stirton, Preston's brand new striker.
Bang 'em in Sunday.
And we're going to go from a star striker to a star defender next, Dave. C. Davies joining us on the other side of this break here on The Lion's Den.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 94 67 6954. MS Designer Living.
Electrical Connectivity Australia is a leader in the electrical industry and specialises in matters of a domestic, commercial and industrial nature. Please contact Igor Georgievsky for any of your electrical needs on 03 9333 0433 or visit www.ecapl.com.
Genesis Steel offer full-service structural steel to leading industrial and residential builders across all metropolitan Melbourne and regional areas of Victoria. At Genesis Steel, we take pride in our product, service and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genesis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication, from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genessteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
With over 30 years of combined experience in custom caravan manufacturing, Atlantic Caravan's mission is to create a community of like-minded souls who want to explore Australia in unbeatable comfort. Thanks to the latest technology, outstanding interior design and a high-quality finish, enjoying the great outdoors in an Atlantic Caravan is a 5-star experience. If you are looking to explore Australia in class, do not go past their high-quality, innovative, contemporary-built caravans. Check out their Endeavour, New Generation, High Terrain or E-Series models online at www.atlanticcaravans.com.au or call them on 03 9357 6971 or email them at info@atlanticcaravans.com.au.
You're listening to The Lion's Den on FNR Football Nation Radio.
So there were some good goals on the weekend. 20-metre screamer from Matty Kandari. 25 maybe metre screamer from Brad Blumenthal. But we're speaking to the guy who scored a tap-in from 2 metres. C. Davies, welcome to the Lions Den.
They all count, mate, as long as they hit the back of the net.
You make a habit of being in the right place at the right time, but you were in the centre of defence on Tuesday night. How did that decision come about from the coaching staff?
Oh, I don't know. I think you'd have to ask Lou about that. But I've played defender before. I grew up as a defender, so it's not unnatural to me. It's more, I'd say it's more natural being a striker since I came to Australia than being a defender. So
right,
it wasn't out of the blue, really.
Well, let's rewind then. Where were you born? Where did you grow up? And how did you get into football?
I was born in Wales, North Wales, about 30 minutes away from Liverpool. I think my old man got me into football. I started playing from the age of 5. Grew up playing locally.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I think around 13 years old. Actually, going back from an early age, I was always a winger up until about 13 years old. And then at about 13, I got picked up by Man United, and they actually converted me into a right fullback. That was where the defensive duties came about. And then ever since, it was more or less ever since then, teams around thought, oh, well, if they probably know what's best, maybe let's make him a defender.
Manchester United.
So then, yeah, when that didn't turn out to what you'd want it to be, yeah, then other clubs come sniffing, but they want you as a defender, not as a winger anymore. So that was it.
So what is it like being a youth team player at Manchester United?
Oh, intense.
Yeah.
The competition for places is high. I think at that age you don't really realise what you're in and around and the players that you're accompanied with. You're just sort of there and just enjoying football at that age. But then when you look back when you're older, you're like, oh Jesus, I was playing with so-and-so, playing with so-and-so. And the type of training is just like miles and miles in front of everyone else. And then when you go back to local football, again, at that age, you don't really realise the step in class. But then when you look back and you think of the training drills that you're doing and then the training drills that you're doing on local park, it's just like, wow.
Paulie loves to drop a couple of names about his youth team career, so you may as well name a couple of the so-and-sos that you rub shoulders with in your time in the UK.
The biggest one that made it from my class was Danny Welbeck. He came out and was obviously, came through the youth ranks and was United striker, and then obviously went on to Arsenal. He was probably the biggest name out of my age that came through.
Huge England player.
Yep, England player as well. Yeah.
Premier League.
Goals, yep.
Absolutely. So when did the move to Australia eventuate?
I think I moved to Australia, what has it been now, 5.5 years ago? That came about through my younger brother. He was out here playing cricket because he was in the process of doing summer season cricket here, summer season cricket back home. So just play cricket all year round, just travel to and fro, 6 months. And I think in his third spell here, I was speaking to him and he just said to me, have you ever thought about coming out to Australia to play football? Because obviously I've been playing back in the UK since I was like 5. I was like, no, I've never really thought about it. He's like, well, by all accounts, from what I know of football since being out here for like the last 3 years, there's a few fairly decent teams out here that pay decent money for decent players. Maybe you should look into it, and that's pretty much how it came about.
So were you like emailing clubs saying,
Yeah, I actually
come get
did.
me?
Yeah,
You came into Clifton Hill first?
I actually came into Bulleen first. Bulleen, yeah. So I, obviously didn't know anything about Australian football, so it was just more, Googling teams, what teams are out here in certain leagues, and just chucked them a few emails. Anyone who responded, I just sent them through like a few video clips from playing back home, and then sort of to see what sort of interest I'd generate. And there was a fair few teams that wanted me to come out and have
As
a look
a striker, Chris?
No, I came out here as a right back.
As a right back?
Well, all my playing videos was as a right back, so I could only send.
And
this
where was
is
the
what I
conversion
could
in
do.
Australia to a striker?
That was when I started playing for Clifton Hill.
Yeah.
In my second year, or like halfway through my first year here, I actually was playing centre back for Clifton Hill for the first 10 games, and then I think our striker got injured, and we had no striker, but we had 3 centre backs. So they just said, "Oh, have a go at top." I was like, "Well, I've played like wing / right back all my life, so I don't shy away from like the attacking side of football." So they just said, "Go have a go up top," and that was it. I think I scored 16 goals in 9 games, and then never looked back.
And from there, the transition from there to Preston, how did that eventuate?
Well, I scored 16 in 9 games, and then Preston were ringing me.
Who called you? Do you remember?
I actually can't. It was the old club manager from, I can't remember his name, 4 years ago. Is that his name?
Michael Landon, would it Michael?
No, it was
before that.
It was a little small lad, he had glasses, little small bloke, he had glasses. He was always around the club. But I think he sort of
Mature bloke?
Sorry?
Mature bloke?
Yeah, mature bloke, yeah. He was ringing me when I was away doing my agricultural work to get a 2nd year visa.
Yeah.
He rang me and said that we're looking for a striker. We've seen you play a couple of times. We've been keeping an eye on you. We've seen your stats and stuff like that. We'd like you to come over. So I agreed there and then over the phone while I was up. I said I'd be back in Melbourne in 3 months' time.
How old were you when you first came? How old would you have been when you first came? Mid-20s?
So, I would have came here 25. 25 or 24.
Yeah. And I talk about the maturing. I'm really getting to know this bloke and to all the supporters out there. He's clearly a fan favourite, and it's been brilliant. But I go back. It's like English or I don't know what they call royalty when they have a Sir or Chris Davies II. So this is Chris Davies II. Chris Davies II. But I take you back to a funny moment. This is a very famous moment. I think it was late October last year. End of all the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
And the name was bounced around, C. Davies, by one very brave man called C. Capone, who dared to say the name, some expletive were thrown around between a group of people in there, and we agreed to go down to a cafe in the back streets of Strathmore.
Yeah.
Strathmore is a beautiful table out there, and you could probably cut the air with a knife in the first minute.
Yeah.
See Davies coming out with his arrogant bastard. He jumped out of the car last, and I think it was Teskey was sitting on my right hand side.
Yeah.
Capone was sitting opposite, and we'd left a spare chair just for CD V2, and we're waiting for him to come out, and he comes out like a cheeky bugger, orders the coffee. He says, "You boys are playing for the coffee, not us." And I'm sitting here, and I'm kind of. I've never felt like Kofi Annan before. C. Davies on my left and Al Arteski, and to their credit, the gentlemen had a good, honest conversation about where we are. And the one thing that really stood out was Chris's. How old's your little one, Chris?
She was 2 in June. She was 2.5 now.
2 in June. He goes, "Guys, I got a little one, and love your missus." And he'd shredded. You'd lost, I think, 8-9 kilos when we first spoke.
Something like that, yeah. Just through COVID and lockdown, it was just nothing else to do.
Where were you at there? Why was it Preston then? Why? What was the feeling?
Again, you mentioned maturity. It's more like you make decisions in your life and your career, and you think that are the best decisions for you at the time. And then as you get older, I think things that you want to achieve, things that you want to do become more apparent to you. Thinking that you don't know how much longer you've got left in your career. For me, now I'm 30. I don't know how many more seasons I've got left. So it really makes you sort of look at your career and what you want to do and what you want to achieve. And with no disrespect to where I was at with Moreland Zebras at the time, but I just felt a bit stale. So when the phone call came in from Preston, it was like a breath of fresh air for me. It was like something that deep down I'd probably wanted to happen, but just thought it's not going to happen with the way things ended 4 years ago. So when it came, it was sort of out of the blue for me. And I was just
I was quite surprised. I'm being honest, first time I'd probably sat down with you, it was a great conversation, and since coming across, and Tuesday was a testament to your ability to play for the team, and you get to know him. He's absolutely top goal scorer at the moment for the club. Gets thrown into defence, goes, Louis. It was a famous thing that happened before the game on Tuesday. I think you and Kappa were in the toilet together, and Kappa said, "Are you ready?" or something. What did you say back to him?
It's like riding a bike.
Riding a bike. Kappa was just loving it. He was just ready to go. And what have you made the season so far, and how you've performed?
Yeah, season's gone well so far. I think anyone on paper, if you take start of the season, you say, I'll give you 8 wins and 2 draws. We have it right now. Yeah. I think anyone at the club would snatch their hands off. So can't really complain with where we're at. We're ticking boxes. We're doing the right things. In terms of individual performance, I'll always be my own worst critic. I can always improve, especially some chances that I've missed. Thankfully, not to any detriment to the team so far in any critical misses. Goals, I'd like to be on a few more. I think I'm on 7 in 10 at the moment. Yeah. Been pushed out to the right last 3 games, which hasn't helped, but yeah, hopefully
you played your role, mate. You definitely played your role, and I've noticed. I know you've taken some of the young boys, and especially Nathan Talevsky, under your wing. Yeah, and I know what you mean to the young boys, mate. And in your own way.
Yeah, well, again, just looking back on your career when you get to this sort of age, these boys won't realise where they're at and who they're playing around now. But when they get to my sort of age, they might be like, "Oh, you remember that season I won the league with Preston. I was playing along the sides of the likes of Matty Symes, Jimmy Harron, Chris Davies." Do you know what I mean? You look back and you think of the players that you played with, but at the time you're just like, "Oh, I'm here to play football, enjoy my football." But it becomes more apparent of what's sort of a big
especially
thing.
as you're getting, as you're saying, the twilight. You've got plenty of time in you. I want to ask you this personal question. Now I know you'll answer me. I noticed it last year. It was I think it was the second last game you're playing for Sydenham against us. We'd won the championship. You took it upon yourself in a sporting manner to line the Sydenham boys up in the guard of honour for the Preston boys. How was it feeling for you on that day? Wouldn't it have been easy?
It's not about easy, it's about respect for a club that's achieved what needed to be achieved. Yeah. Essentially, I would have done that for any club. Yeah. You go through a season and you put on solid performances week in, week out to accumulate the points that need to get the job done, then credit where credit's due. That's it. For me, it's a massive thing. I'm 30 now and I've never won a league title, which is one of the big reasons of coming back to Preston. A lot of people know that people that know anything about football, doesn't matter where you play and what league you're in, to win a league title is a massive, massive thing. And there's players that go their whole career and never win a league title. You look at the likes of quality players like Gerrard, never won a league title, and players like that will always be a regret on their mind. I don't ever want that to be a regret on my mind, which was one of the big factors in coming back to Preston.
Mate, these supporters, they're right behind you, Chris, and they absolutely love what you bring, and there's nothing, I think, all of them out there, I know, they've come in their droves tonight to watch this, are going, yep, we're behind you, buddy, and you know that, which is great, and I know you buy into it with the supporters, and you take a lot of time with them all.
I've noticed the kind of level of off-the-ball work that you're getting up to this season. I mean, you talked about the fitness training you were doing in COVID. It's put you in good stead this year with the way Louis wants you all to press from the front.
Yeah, Louis knew that. We had a good chat about that coming into this season because Louis, Capper and the boys knew the type of play they were getting out of me, and I was probably seen this season as a lazy striker who would run when he needs to run. I've actually heard Louis say those exact words. He's lazy, but when he needs to run, he'll run, and he's dangerous, so be careful of him. And that is how he would sum me up. Now, he doesn't let you walk, essentially. If you're not defending from the front, you're not doing your job. So yeah, it is full on. And how
would you describe your relationship with him this year? I know how much respect he's got for you, and I think you've found the banter point with you and the respect point. How would you describe it?
We found a mutual ground this season, I think. Or probably comes again from what you said, like maturity levels, and you can have a conversation with him, and he knows that I'm as honest as it gets.
Yeah.
And sometimes I might cross the boundary, but I'll tell him exactly how I feel. And he knows that, and he'll take it on the chin, and he'll always come back with me and tell me exactly how he feels, whether it's good, bad or ugly, and that's just the way that we are with each other.
I think it's a great working relationship. I watch it with, I know he comes to you on a lot of the young boys, in your opinion, he really values your football opinion, your pedigree, and I think that's come out, and you're respecting the fact of that relationship that you've got now.
Game on the weekend, such a huge match against Melbourne City, one of your rivals for promotion contention. It's you that Louis turns to swing the game at halftime. I mean, from my position in commentary, I thought you changed the game the way you were holding the ball up and bringing the team higher up the pitch. Is that the instruction, or is that just what you do?
From my point of view, on the side, everyone was just flat. Boys weren't challenging for the ball. Boys didn't seem hungry. Boys weren't playing as if we were playing the toughest game of the season. And boys should have been playing like, if we win that game, you've virtually got one hand on the trophy because they are our best opposition. Beat them twice in the season. There should be no reason why anyone else should come into contention. And it didn't really seem like that was happening in the first 45. For me, I'd obviously got benched for the first time in the season as well, which me internally I wasn't happy about. So it was more of a, how dare you put me on the bench, come on, and be like, don't ever put me on the bench again, because this is what you'll get.
The response he was going to get, mate.
This is what you're going to get.
It's just half time he goes to us. See Davies, come on now.
That was, a combination of can't believe what I'm watching, pissed off internally that I'm on the bench to begin with, and we're playing like this.
Yeah, no.
This is how it should be.
Bit of chest from Louis, I think.
Yeah, it was that camp, mate, that we sent him on 3-4 weeks. It was just yoga, relaxation. He's come back. He's just such a
I know how to get the performance of the season out of Chris.
I think he asked his wife to put some cucumbers on his eyes, on his face. There's Sonia there rubbing his toes at night. He's just come back such a mellow man. Doing the Optus Sport coverage on Monday night.
Passing Davor Davutovic his COVID vaccine.
Yeah, and we'll get onto Optus Sport before we go, and then the whole Macedonia thing. There's a lot to talk about there, but the header, you come on, you headed it, hit one post, crossed the line, other post. Did you see it at all? It fully crossed you?
I was still. So I'll take that to my grave. That was a goal. 100%.
Yeah.
It was hard to tell, but the way the ball came in, I headed it. It hit the post. The spin off the post, it bounced behind the line, but the spin brought it back out and hit the opposite post.
I slow-moed it. I don't have the luxury of zooming in on it, but that's what it looked like. But the goalkeeper and the players, the way they were at that critical point from a camera angle, you just couldn't.
You can't tell.
You can't
clearly
tell.
see it.
It's difficult to see.
And I thought those first 5 minutes, the pressure you put on, the young City defenders started going, uh-oh, what are we going to do with this bloke? Then Heston came on, and the rest was as they say, last Saturday. Now it's time to move to tomorrow night. 8 o'clock, Springvale. All the supporters out there. I'm reading off notes, guys, just so we're crystal clear here. We're going to post this as well in terms of the caps and the allowances that we have for tomorrow night. And to all the supporters out there, I'm just voice piece. The representative gets out here, so please don't blame me for any of this stuff. I'm a part of the committee, but we're a broader group. So tomorrow, the capacity in football at our level tomorrow is 1,000 people. 1,000 people. I'm repeating that, and we're going to post this up.
Which for most clubs isn't a problem, but for Preston is...
Preston, it's a big problem.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's a good problem. So we are opening the gates at 6 p.m. tomorrow. First in, best dressed. We're being honest about this. Arrive early. We have to click the game tomorrow. We will be abiding by 1,000 people to the point where tonight there's a team out there as a part of the plan. So we've had to put in COVID-safe plans and game day plans with the federation bodies. 75% of the grandstand seats can only be used. 75%. So distribute yourselves around the ground. The seats will be clearly marked. That was happening tonight where you cannot sit. So 75% in the grandstands. 6 p.m. arrival early. At 1,000, we will call it, and unfortunately the gate will lock regardless of who you are. So to members and sponsors, supporters, get in there, remembering that we have players that we have to account for as a part of this process from both teams and officials. As you know, on Tuesday, there was only 28 people from both clubs went. That was players for us, not even officials. No committee member went on Tuesday. So we're abiding by this. Mandatory QR codes on arrival. You do not go in if you don't QR code or register. We'll have systems there and we'll have COVID stations. So please register with your QR codes and do what you have to do. So to all of the people out there, get out there, all the members and sponsors, get in there early. And please don't attend if you're experiencing any symptoms or have been in a hotspot, guys. So please make sure you take care of that. But for everyone, the gate is open. And to Billy Bullich, your comment out there, mate, all members, obviously we'll honour the members. Get in there. If you're a member, you get in there with your card, get in there on time. There's plenty of room for everyone. And we'll be taking care of that, but just get in there early because, as we're saying, member sponsors and supporters will be having to lock the gate at 1,000. That's just the rule. We've had several conversations how to do this, and for the moment, this is the best we can do, working with the bodies, and we've got to abide by those. Any comments from you, Josh, on that?
Well, it's the only way this thing's going to work, unfortunately. I mean, we know the spotlight that was on the club after, the Whittlesea Rangers game, which ended up being a false alarm, but, that's not the point. The point is what could happen, and this is the only way that we're going to be able to complete the season with crowds is if everyone abides by all the rules, unfortunately. But we're going to have a solution available, Dave, if people can't get through that gate.
Yeah, that's what we're going to
That's the plan.
That's the plan, mate. So we're working through that, and hopefully this clears up quickly. And everyone's got. I mean, cities had to work hard. We've been talking to Paul about that in the AFL, and this is just we will continue working all through the night and tomorrow to make sure we can, and we'll take care of as many people as we can. That's the plan heading into tomorrow. Just a couple of housekeeping matters that I've got before we head into the Euros, Josh. This week, a couple of weeks ago, but we announced it this week, we appointed Javier Alvarez as a new development coach with Armini Roos, which beautifully complements Nick Radecki and his team. Lions Cubs, the next term will start on the 26th of July, so any little tackers out there, 4 to 6, that want to play, we always get the parents asking, now's your time, go down and register your kids. 26th of July, the next semester starts. But thank you to all the parents who have been so patient with us in getting football back and going, and unfortunately we've managed to get some of our grounds back, the lights back. Some beautiful thieves decided to rip out the copper wire out of ground 4 during COVID. I don't know how they did it. Gone underground and taken the cables out of the lights on ground
amazing.
4. So we have been trying to manage that as well. Not many people would know. So the beauties of running a club. But Euros, Josh. Let's go to the Euros.
Well, we've got a Welshman in here with us. You going for Wales?
I go for Wales and England.
I've seen you play for Wales. I mean, it was the All Nations Cup, but I have seen you play for Wales.
Yeah.
You won, didn't you? You guys won the tournament one year.
The Welshies won the tournament. Don't worry about that.
Let's not talk about the penalty you took in that game. He can't even remember. He can't remember. FNR was down there streaming it.
I do remember.
I think it went over into
I think that one's still
four neighbours
going.
across
That's
backyards.
still going, that one. It hasn't been caught yet.
Knocked off Milos Lujic's Serbia team, was it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
That's right. There
We
you go.
still scored in that game.
This is a tournament that goes on down at Knox every year.
Let's just talk about the pride of our Macedonian national team playing, mate. 3 games, minnows out there representing our country for the very first time on this big stage.
Didn't look like minnows.
They didn't play like minnows at times, but in patches we look like the minnows. But regardless of the football, mate, it's as a community, as a nationality, as a country, it was. We were very proud and we were very fortunate on Monday night, on Sunday, very late Sunday. Dave Davutovic in good old Dave's fashion goes, boys, we need to showcase the Macedonian community. And he calls Zach and Zach's going, what do you want to do? He goes, tomorrow night, I need a cross to you. And we go, okay, we've got no club room. What are we going to do? So thanks to good old Jimmy at Old Macedonian House, we booked the restaurant.
Beautiful.
Put the kids in there and he did a lovely cross of food and drink and a bit of shenanigans with the butka on just the Tarabuka.
Butka's good on the Tarabuka.
We can get him do a roaming butka. He's almost. You haven't been a part of a roaming butka.
I haven't yet, no.
All right.
I used to watch them.
We can put out a call out for a roaming butka. I know he's out there. We'll see what we can do maybe after tomorrow. Let's see if we can.
That was magic. That was fantastic. I was watching at home on Optus. That was great.
But it's just, yeah, I mean, to hear our national anthem, and, I'll stand up and I'll sing it. And, my opinion on this is if you don't sing your national anthem, you should have been playing for that club or that country. But that's my opinion on it. But, to be able to stand up. I've got 2 daughters who were just in awe of what, the country of their grandparents and our ancestry. To be able to watch it was pretty special for us.
You seem to be enjoying yourself.
Oh, mate, yes.
So you're in the middle there, just behind Davor and Butka?
Don't miss an opportunity, mate. Just when you know the running sheet, you know where to position yourself.
Get
in
your
prime
head
position.
on TV?
Oh, mate, it's a fat head, mate. It's not hard to get on, mate.
Can't miss it
It's
from
not
3
hard.
miles around.
Yeah, you can tell my 2 daughters, mate, with their square box heads as well, mate. But I'd like to comment from one of our fans out there who said he didn't realise Legoland was on Optus Sports, but we'll take that. I think that was a bit of a compliment from one of our brothers from another country, but. It was a good night. We had a great night and great game and great representation. So, good night, mate. That's about it. A couple of little hot spots. Pressing in business to all the sponsors out there. Zocchi's looking to book that date back in. That was all but sold out and ready to go. So we'll put that back into the diaries and get things up and running. But Josh, any more questions for Mr. Davies? How many going to bang away tomorrow?
Just a brace, I think.
Brace? Oh,
yeah.
Jeepers. I reckon
Won't be greedy with a hat trick. Just
no,
the 2.
Up for one tomorrow. With the head and with the foot?
It depends if Louis puts me back at top or not.
It depends if he
If
plays
he plays me
bench.
centre back, it'd just be 1.
So maybe give it a
If he
play
puts
him.
me up top, I'd do 2.
Ooh. Can you see that happening tomorrow? You'd be feral. You'd be feral tomorrow night. No, don't tempt him, mate. Don't tempt the big man. But thank you for coming in, mate, and thank you for sharing your story. And all the supporters, mate. I know a lot of them. Absolutely love you out there, and it's good getting to know you, mate. And Josh, more exciting news. We forgot to tell the supporters.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, because we only started doing this at about 7 o'clock tonight. To all the supporters out there, I must apologise for forgetting as well because of the situation tonight. We've got the dulcet tones of Mr. Josh Parrish and Mr. Nathan Sachs on the live stream tomorrow, guys. So we will be live streaming it as well, which we weren't planning on doing any home games, but due to this situation, as I'm saying, we're trying to do the best. We will have the game live stream tomorrow.
Yes. So a big thank you to Nick Soklev, who's been making these broadcasts possible with the Northern Motor Group and FNR and Nathan Sack getting on board to make. It's not easy to work the back end and call a game at the same time. So I'm going to have to put the call out to a few FNR producers, see if we can get them down at the last minute. But also a big thank you to Chris Gleason, who's an NPL commentator, who kindly stepped in for me in the game I was supposed to do, so I could shift across and do the Preston game.
And any sponsors out there wanting to take up some of the women's games, please get in contact with myself or the club. We'll be looking to live stream some of the women's games, so there's some sponsorship opportunity there. We're trying to share it around and the costs and fund it so that all the supporters. So great job by North Motor Group, who are going to do all the away games. Mr. Chris Sockliffe, who we put the phone call into tonight, and he's offered to chip in and help us a little bit tomorrow, which is good of him as always. So his logo will be there with all our major sponsors.
Yes, Nick Sockliffe, thank you so much. And make sure you patronise Northern Motor Group if you're looking for a new car. Absolutely. And I'll have a few of those cheeky plugs on the stream, because this stuff doesn't happen if people don't dig into their pockets and help the club out.
Absolutely, mate. But great show. Thanks for being back, Josh. Thank you, Mr. Davies.
Pleasure.
Bang in a couple of goals tomorrow.
Will do. Final shout out to the Preston Macedonia Ultras. Love you, boys.
Great stuff. And Dave, what are we finishing the show with? Not the outro music.
Well, we just thought we'd end it. Thanks you, Jimmy Glegor, but we thought we'd finish the week on a positive vibe around our great country and the great display our national team put on with a nice little song that just represents the moment and in time for us as a community to make the Euros.
Good night.